Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we talk about the top running back versus defense matchups for Week 7. You ready?
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom. Rolling on the field.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
All right, before we get started, let me explain how this is going to work. What we're going to do is talk about the top running back versus defense matchups, and we're going to use our stat machine to throw those stats out, and I'm not even sure and familiar with it. So let's see what they come up with. At number 1, Rico Dowdle, 27.69. And what these stats means is we're taking the player's 2-game average. We're going to weight that to 60% versus 40% of the last 3 games that the defense has put out. So in this case, Dowdle has done 33.15, but the New York Jets defense has only allowed 19.5, so it actually lowers his stats. At number 2, we have Jonathan Taylor, 26.92. Listen, if you're going to have Jonathan Taylor on your team, you're starting him anyways. At number 3, Jacory Croskey-Merritt, 24.83. What did he do in last game? Well, he's averaging 16.4, but he's going against the Dallas defense, who's not ranked too well. I know the Dallas defense, when it came to wide receivers, wasn't ranked too well either. So they've given up 37.47 to the running backs the last 3 games. So that's a favorable matchup. At number 4, Kyren Williams, 24.7. Keep in mind that this does not account for any injuries, questionables, IRs. So I will stick my foot in my mouth at some point. Here, it's pretty fair. You got the last 2-game average, 23.9 versus the Jacksonville defense is 25.9. So that's that. At number 5, Christian McCaffrey, 22.82. At number 6, Javonte Williams, 22.47. At number 7, Bijan Robinson, 22.06. Keep in mind, has a video saying that's how you say his name, Bijan. And he's going against the San Francisco defense, which gave up 28.3 on average during the last 3 games to running backs, versus his 17.9. At number 8, De'Von Achane, 21.72. At number 9, Rachaad White, 19.3. At number 10, Cam Skattebo, 18.8. At number 11, Saquon Barkley, 18.83. At number 12, Josh Jacobs, 18.8. At number 13, Alvin Kamara, 18.25. Let's take a look at this. Here, you have a player who's not doing too well when it comes to stats on the last 2 games, only an average in 11.05. And then you can see that if you look at who he's going against the Chicago defense, who's given up on the last 2-game average 29.05. So that means it's inflating his stats greatly. So there's a lot of averages in there, but Alvin Kamara has a favorable matchup. Now, I could sit here and use these stats to make me seem smart and just throw some names on there, but I like to use the stat machine to see where all these pro analytics comes up with their stats by showing you. Ashton Genty here, he's done 16.25 last 2 games, but he's going against the Kansas City, who's playing good of late, who's only giving up 21 points, so it slightly inflates it. And then we're going to keep going through this list to make this video short. Number 15, Jeremy McNichols, 17.78. At number 16, Ramondre Stevenson, 16.7. At number 17, Quinshon Judkins, 16.66. Here he's dipped in his 2-game average to 18.7. Whereas he's going against Miami, who's been giving up 28.6 to running backs the last couple of games. At number 18, Jahmyr Gibbs, 16.6. At number 19, Kareem Hunt, 16.52. At number 20, Jordan Mason. A lot of people are talking that he's going to have a good game. It's because he's going against the Philadelphia Eagles defense, who's given up on average 31.7. So his 2-game average is terrible. But look, that's why it gets inflated, and that's why he's on this list. Let's just take a look at Jordan Mason. So week 6, might have been a bye. And that's what that looks like here. His point totals. And so we have some other statistics that we like to do in other videos. So we're just going to try to go through, round out this list. Here you got David Montgomery, 16.03. Number 22, Kenneth Gainwell, 16. And 23, again, Jaylen Warren. Again, these are because of the inflation of who they're going against. So look at this. His Jaylen Warren's last 2-game average is 14.5, but his matchup rating is 15.6 because he's going against the Cincinnati defense, who's given up 32.8. That's huge. So let's keep going through this list. This is why sometimes you'll see tandems here in this list. At 24, Jerome Ford. Let's see. We already had Junkins here on this list. He's going against Miami, and that's why he gets the benefit of the defensive matchup. At 25, Michael Carter, 15.25. At number 26, Travis Etienne. Let's take a look at him. His name's come up in a couple videos I watched from some other analysts. His 2-game average is 19.5, but he's going against the Los Angeles Rams, who gave up 24.3, which actually inflated his potential. At number 27, you have Hunter Lupke at 15.09. Some of these players I haven't come across, and I'm going to have to get familiar. So if I butcher their name, my apologies. At number 28, Vital, 15.04. And here you see his 2-game average is 12.85, but he's going against Indianapolis, giving up 18.3. And like I said before, I can seem smart. I can just show you some players, put you on the list, and then give you all these stats to make it seem like I'm smart. At number 29, Breece Hall, 15.01. So Breece Hall, because of Allen's injury, he should be getting some more production, and that's why he has 11.7 2-game average, but he's going against Carolina, has given up 19.97, who inflates his stats a little bit. And rounding out this list is going to be Kendra Miller, 14.65. Here, his 2-game average is 5.05, but I believe he's getting hot of late, so that's why he's on the trend. He was on my trend video because he's trending better the last 3 weeks than he's trended the first 3 weeks, so that's why his name has appeared in one of my other videos. And then that is going to do it for this week's top running back versus defense matchups for week 7. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and like always, good luck this week.